Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome to another session on data structures and algorithms. Today in module 4, we are going to discuss about the implementation of queue operations using linked list. And in the last class, we discussed about the same. What is a queue? How exactly queue is used in various domains, and also what are the operations of queues and how these queue operations are implemented using arrays. That's what we discussed in the last class. In today's class, we'll be implementing this queue operations using linked list. So the linked implementation, if you look at linked implementation of queue, is based on dynamic memory allocation technique. And you know very well, this dynamic memory allocation technique is done at runtime. When the program is running, the memory is allocated and it is done at runtime. And of course, another very important thing that you should always note, whenever you perform insert operation, new memory is created. New memory cell for the node is created. Similarly, whenever you delete a node or delete a data, so what happens? Deallocation of memory space is done at runtime, which is really very good, efficient way of handling the memory management. So how much ever memory is required, only so much is allocated, and if it is not required, immediately that memory is taken away. Okay, since the allocation of memory space is very dynamic, the queue consumes only that much amount of space that is required for holding the data. If you look at the arrays, array has a fixed size. So it is contrary whether you use or not, array will have a fixed size. This is contrary to array implementation, which continue to occupy a fixed space even if there is no element present. Of course, linked implementation of queue is based on dynamic memory allocation technique. The main advantage of this technique is to prevent wastage of memory space. So that is the biggest advantage of having linked list implementation. So in order to understand in simple programming language, arrays are good to start with, but actual implementation, you have to understand it has to be done using the linked list. Okay, so you know very well linked list has insert operation at the rear and delete operation from the front. Last class we discussed this. Now, the insert operation under linked list involves these 4 steps. Only 4 steps. Remember these 4 steps. First one, you have the data. You have data, some data 99. I want to insert it in the queue. What you have to do? First, you have to reserve the memory. Second point says you have to store the inserted value into the new location. Done. Second step is also done. Third step, link the new element to the existing queue. So what you have to do? You have to link it. As you link, you observe earlier the link list last element was pointing to null. Now it is pointing to the new node. Yes, it is done. And the last one is update the rear pointer which has to be updated or moved to the last cell. So it is done. Rear pointer is moved to the last cell. These are the 4 steps that are done. Same thing is written in algorithm. Let me take the pen. Yeah. In the algorithm, what you are doing in the second step, you are allocating the memory to the queue, that is node. You are reserving a block of memory for a new element that is assigned as its address. And second thing is you are inserting the value into the new node. So pointer dot element is equal to the value. Value is the one which you are passing. Okay, it is stored. Next, you check whether the list is empty, the queue is empty or not. If queue is empty, that is front is equal to null. So what do you do? Go to step 5. If there is no node exists in the queue, what do you do? Front is equal to rear is equal to pointer. Pointer is the one which you have allocated memory. That is a new element. So it is done. If not, if it is already there, so what do you do? What do you do? You go to step 7. In step 7, what you are doing? Rear dot next is equal to PTR. That is what we did in the previous. Rear dot next is equal to rear dot next. So you have connected this to this new. So that is what it is we have done. So same thing. Rear dot next is equal to PTR, and PTR of next is equal to null, and rear is equal to PTR. So you are moving rear to that PTR cell, that cell. So this is the algorithm. So remember these 4 steps. From these 4 steps, you can write this algorithm. Once you write the algorithm, next you can write the program. That's about the insert method or insert operation. Next, we have delete operation. In delete operation, what happens? First, check whether the queue is empty or not. How do you check queue is empty or not? If front is equal to and rear is equal to null, then it is empty. Now it is not empty. Front is pointing to some memory location and the rear is pointing to some other memory location. They are not. Now, remember, delete happens from the front. So you check first front, whether front is empty or not. Front is null or not. No, front is not null. It is pointing to some element. Okay, retrieve the element. The element that is to be retrieved is 10. 10 is the element where front is pointing. So it retrieves the element. Then update the front pointer. Update the front pointer. So as it updates, the element gets deleted. See, you see, updating. And whatever the element that it was there, you return it back. You return it back to the function. So that is the same thing that is done here. You start, if a front itself it is pointing to null, display a message queue is empty. If not, you store the front element in I and move the front to the next and return the I value. As you return the I value to the main function, it is understood that I is the element that is deleting. It is the element that is deleting. So we can execute this program. We'll see its implementation in the program. We'll see how exactly this program works. So let us go to 1 second. I'll take the pointer. Yeah, arrow pointer. Yes. As soon as I click, the program opens. Now, look at this program. You have included the required header files. Later, what you did, you created the structure called queue, and you have the element, and you have the next pointer. Front is a special pointer that is pointing always to the front, and rear is a pointer which is always pointing to rear. Initially, both front and rear are pointing to null. Initially, you have function for insert, and you have function for delete, you have function for display. Insert, delete, and display. So, three functions are there, three functions ready. And in the main function, you declared these three functions, and in main function, what you are doing, you are using two variables, num1 and num2 and choice. So why choice? Because you will be displaying the menu, and you ask the user enter your choice. User enters the choice, so that is stored here. And based on the user's choice, you'll write switch. You'll switch. So if it is 1, then what do? You take enter the element to be inserted into the queue, and you take num1 and you call the function insert num1 and break it. If it is 2, then 2 means removing of the element. If the front is equal to null, it is the meaning that whether queue is empty or not. If it is queue is empty, automatically you break, you stop. You don't go further. If it is not, you call the del function. Del is the function that removes that particular element from the queue. So, and this function returns the value, that is deleting value, and it is stored in num2. The same num2, it is displayed to the user, %d, that is num2 element removed from the queue, and you can break it. If user enters 3, then display function. Display function, and it will call the display function. In the display function, it will display the contents from front to queue, front to rear, all the elements. Anything other than 1, 2, 3, you return. Return is nothing but return from the main function. Main function returning is nothing but end of the program. So that's the thing. Of course, insert. What is that we are doing in insert? In insert, we are dynamically allocating memory for the queue, for the new element. New element, we call it as PTR. And the value that we have passed is value, and this value goes into ptr.element, assigning the value to the allocated element that is there. Next, if front is equal to null, it is understood if the front is null, no element is there in the linked list. So what it will do, whatever the new element you have created, that is the first element. So what it will do, that is the first element, that is PTR is the first element, which is pointing to front, which is pointing to rear. So that is only front, that is only rear, and make PTR of next is equal to null. You make it as null. So you can see that you make it as null. If already there are some elements already there. So what you do, rear of next is equal to PTR. You make the last element rear of next to the new element, that is PTR, and PTR of next is equal to null. You make, since the PTR is the last element, you make PTR of next is equal to null. Once this is done, next very important thing is you have to move the rear pointer. So rear pointer, you move it to the PTR. So this is the insertion operation. Same way, del operation. If the front is equal to null, you display Q is empty and you return some garbage value, return 999 something. If not, front is pointing to some other value. So you do one thing, front element you store it in I, because I is the one which you are removing, and this is the element where you are passing it back. So you move the front to the next front of next and return I. Return I. So that is the thing. Now displaying. Whenever you want to display, you check whether front is equal to null. If front is equal to null, then there is no use Q is empty. Just tell Q is empty. And you have already made a PTR to point to front. You start from front and you go until PTR reaches rear, the last element. Every time you display %d PTR element, go to PTR is equal to PTR of next, and at last once it is done, so you can display PTR is equal to null. This rear element, the last element. So these are all in between elements and this is the last element. You can display. So this is how you can do it. The same program we can execute it. Okay, I just save it. We can execute it in Turbo C. I just open Turbo C. So yesterday one student asked in the class, sir, can we execute this Turbo C, all these programs only in Turbo C or in other C program, C compiler? Other C compilers also supports. You can certainly execute here also, in other places also. There is no use. There is no difference. Okay, right. I just compile and run this program. Select an option. This is Q. So 1, I just enter the element 34. I'll see the list 34 is available. You observe 34 is available. Next, I insert one more side 54 and display the element. Yes, 54 is also available. So same way, I insert 89. 89 is also available. 3. So it is available. Next, 2. So I have inserted everything from the rear. Now I remove from the front. 2 means I am removing element from the Q, that is from the front, that is 34 is gone. Again, just see 54 and 89 are there. If I remove it, 54 is gone. Now only element left is 59. If I remove this also, so gone. Now if I see the linked list that is Q is empty. You can just click remove. So 2, as soon as I give remove, there is no element. Q is empty. This is how you can check before displaying, before removal of any elements. Q is empty. So anything other than 1, 2, 3 is exit from the program. And of course, same program I can execute it online. So you can certainly execute this program online. I just take this file, C drive, Turbo C. It is there in bin. So Q linked list. So Q linked list, it is here. You can see. I just open with Notepad. I just copy this entire program and I go to online website. Okay, that is online gdb.com. Here I select and paste it. I paste the program. Same program which I have explained just now. Same. Just click on run. Automatically it runs the program. Same. One for insertion of Q. 145. First 23 is inserted. Next 45 is inserted. You observe 23, 45. Again, if I press 1, I enter 76. 76 is inserted at the end. Same way, I enter minus 99. Yes, minus 99 is also entered at the end. So you can see using option 3, you can see 23, 45, 76, 99. So these are all executing in online. And I'll share the link also in the chat box. You can also simultaneously run this program. I just copy the link and I put it in the chat box so that you can also run. Yes, this is the program that you can run. I have already put in the chat box. So now coming back to the program execution, I want to remove element 2. It means 23 is removed. Again 2, 45 is removed. Now let's see the elements. 76 and 99 are there. So I just remove 2. 76 is gone. Just enter 2. Minus 99 is also removed. Now if you see the display, Q is empty. Of course, if you try to remove an element, so again Q is empty. Anything other than 1, 2, 3, so it is exit. This is how you can run the program online. So in the notes, after every program, I'll be just giving you a scan like this. If you scan this, automatically this program is opened in the mobile and you can start running the program. You can execute the program. For executing the program, you need to scan like this, scan this code. So at the right corner in all the programs, in the notes, it is available. See that right corner, you have the scan me at IMLA. So if you just scan this QR code, automatically the program gets executed. So that's about the execution of the program. We have executed in Turbo C, we have executed in online. So you can try both. So the link is already given. And during program analysis, we have to understand the first thing. First, we have the structure. We have the structure that is indicating the queue. Next, 2 pointers, front and rear. It is pointed to null, and 3 functions, insert, del, and display. Insert, if you pass number 1, it will insert the value. If you delete, so del function you can certainly use, so that will delete, and display function which will display values from starting from front to rear. And of course, during insertion, what happens? This is the condition. So rear will move to the next cell, and pointer becomes pointer of next is equal to null. Rear is moved to the pointer. So this is known step. And finally, if front is equal to null, is the indicate that queue is empty. It indicates the queue is empty. So this is the program analysis. And of course, that's all for today's class. In the next class, we'll be talking more on another variety of queue. We call it as circular queue. So that's all for today's class. All the class recordings are available in this particular website, as well as in the notes also I have given details. Thank you for your patience hearing, and please enter your USN in the chat box for attendance sake. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.